Hi, brothers and sisters. Happy Easter. This is Bobby Quitain, and welcome to Pathways of Hope. Today, we want to reflect on the 20th chapter of the Gospel of John. And here, we see that Jesus already resurrected from the dead. And the first witness of this resurrection was Mary Magdalene. And Mary was the one who brought the good news to the apostles. She said, "I have seen the Lord." That's what she said. And that was good news for many of them. In fact, that was good news for all of them. Why? Because for many, many days, they felt so desolated. They felt in despair because their master, their Lord, their teacher was crucified. There was no good news whatsoever that they heard until that very morning when Mary Magdalene barged into the room and told them of what she saw in the tomb. That the tomb was empty and that Jesus was alive. If you come to think of it, that's what evangelization really is. Evangelization is such a big word that many of us, especially Catholics, we're not so comfortable using it. We think that evangelization is something that is beyond us. It's for the St. Francis Xaviers. It's for the St. Pauls. But no. If you come to think of it, evangelization simply means good news. And here on the first Easter morning, the apostles received the good news. Not a good news, but the good news. Because the good news is the fact of the resurrection. The fact that Jesus rose from the dead. Now why? Why is it good news for us? It's good news for us because we know that because of the resurrection, death will not have the final say when it comes to us. Because of the resurrection, we see that life had the final say. And because if we trust Jesus, if we believe in Jesus, death will also not have the final say in our lives. Life will. Meaning to say, even though our bodies will die, we are convinced that our spirits will continue to live on in heaven, together with the Lord. That is the beauty and the power of the resurrection all at the same time. It's beautiful because we know that there is a promise of resurrection for us as well. But it's also powerful because this promise compels us to go out and tell people the good news, the way Mary Magdalene did. Now you might say, that's not for me, Bob. Maybe for evangelists like you, but not for me. Remember, who was the first witness of the resurrection? The first witness of the resurrection was Mary Magdalene. If you come to think of it, Mary Magdalene never had a speaking part in all the gospel accounts, except in this particular episode. Why? Because in the time of Jesus, women were not really placed on a very, was not really given a high value, so to speak. Instead, when the bearer of the news is a woman, they doubt its veracity. Why? Because they think women are flimsy, emotional, and their word cannot be relied upon. But my dear friends, Jesus chose Mary Magdalene to be his first evangelist. What does it say to us? It means that when it comes to evangelization, when it comes to good news, your status does not matter. Your wealth does not matter. Your success and popularity does not matter. What matters is your heart, your conviction of the power and the beauty of the resurrection. And that's why, my dear friend, I want to encourage you, especially in this very difficult time, this pandemic, be a bearer of good news. Be an evangelist. Be like Mary Magdalene, who will proclaim to all the world that, hey, death will not have the final say. Life will. Happy Easter!